Good morning, ladies. I hope everybody's having a beautiful Sunday. I want to share something with you all, and it is a bit embarrassing, but I'm just going to be honest. You know, transparency is good. I never want to sit back and act like I have a perfect life, like I'm super psychic, super prophetic. You know, I'm not those things. I learn as I go along in life, just as anyone else does. I'm coming back because I've gotten so much an overwhelming amount of people have reached out to me since I put that video out on yesterday, and it was very shocking because I didn't expect the support at all behind the scenes, to be honest. And then I did not expect for people that were involved in her life to reach out to me. This is what I want to say. Everybody has skeletons in their closet. When you are supposed to be a spy in somebody's life, be mindful about being a spy in another woman's life and you got dirt in yours. Be mindful about being a spy in somebody else's life and you take a liking or some form of interest to that person and share your dirty laundry. I could have put Andrika on blast years ago when she first came into my life. Well, re-enter. I'm speaking since I've been on YouTube. I could have put her on blast and her affairs that she has had on her husband 3-4 years ago. But I wanted to see who she was connected to and what the intentions were. Because sometimes people that used to be close to you will be mutually associated and linked to a person that's newly or completely new connected to you or associated with you to be demonic to you. That's how witchcraft is done. I remember the Holy Spirit brought this back to me on yesterday after so many people started reaching out to me, and three people that she, like I said, that she doesn't know that I know between her work life and her personal life know me, and one of those people reached out and they were talking to me about some things about her. And they were saying that, yes, she is very sneaky, very conniving. But the Holy Spirit brought something back to me that about 3 years ago, when Drika first came back around and started reconnecting with me through YouTube, telling me about her longtime love for her high school sweetheart. She was trying to encourage me to get a money prayer done on me from a man that she used to let pray over her when her money wasn't right and things of that nature. You know how people reach out to people that say, oh, I can help you manifest, I can break something off of you if it's on you and stuff like that. She was trying to get me to do that. And at that time, I'm just going to be honest, I didn't have any any financial issues. But I never tell people exactly where my life is. They just like to be nosy and speculate, and I just allow. But when Drika was trying to encourage me to connect with this man that helped her, the spiritual man, I didn't think anything of it, to be honest, until yesterday when when the person said to me what they said about her. When I first started going through all this trolling, all this gang stalking, of course, that is about, the root cause to it is behind Antonio. And I didn't know Antonio was the wealthy man that he, actually became. Now, can I lie and say that I didn't know that he had certain callings over his life? No. He and I have discussed those things throughout the lifespan of us knowing each other over 30-something years. Nonetheless, I didn't know that those things had materialized and other things that had occurred and were occurring in his life. Drika was trying to get me to go to this which was really a root doctor, a witch doctor, a doctor of dark practices, because she knew that his family, his mama and his brother and other people were doing a lot of witchcraft on me and voodoo on me. So her playing that special place in my life as she's a friend. I saw you on YouTube, Mika. Oh, I'm so glad you're doing this, this, and this, and that. She didn't expect for me like I said, to know that she was a person that was sent, or like I say, she was playing both sides. Now, Drika did take a strong liking to me and strong interest to my life, and we did appear to have a friendship, but I had to play it that way, as I think anybody in these situations should, so you can know what people would do behind the scenes or try to do. Ladies, be careful, because I was going through text messages, other text messages that she was sent that she had shared with me, because she is the one that's obsessed with somebody's husband. The husband, the wife, and the children. She is the one that's obsessed. But you would be surprised how people would try to flip those roles. But the moral of the story of this is, you got to be careful who says, oh, I got a person that, did something on me. It opened up my money. Money started coming in. That's when I got into, a good job, good career. And she was trying to direct my career as well behind the scenes, because I have social work under my belt as well, as many people don't know. So she was trying to be a guide, a counselor to me. Now, unbeknownst to me at that time, that's why it's embarrassing, I didn't know that she was into witchcraft, black magic, voodoo. Even at that time, I didn't know Antonio's family was into that stuff. Although his mama's husband, mistress, and a lady they used to work with her and JB, although that lady told me that, I didn't believe it. But what spared me was like I told Drico, I don't really get into all of that. I'm just going to make some extra videos and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to kick it that way. Because that's not how I was taught to manifest money from my parents, from my family. That's not how I was taught. I was taught, when you are down on your, as they say, luck with finances, you get a second job. You come up with a second hustle. You just create another stream of income, and you stop spending out. That's what I was taught. When you start having money issues, I did things that my parents taught me, my mom and my dad, to be honest, and that's that. So, but she was trying to mentally and emotionally manipulate me, thinking I was going to fall for the, it worked for me, this is how I got these cars. But unbeknownst to people, Dree could get all her cars through her daddy. She don't finance nothing. It's her daddy who do it for her. So you look at people and you see people's life, and you think they blessed because they got a new car every 6 months, every year, every other year. It is because you don't know who is helping them behind the scenes. But she was supposed to get me to speak to this person. But at that time, I had so many women trolling me in the comments. Antonio, women that he was dealing with, women, lovers that his brother was dealing with, people his mama was sending, and everybody was recruiting somebody. And I didn't know, at that time, I didn't know who all was who. You get what I'm saying? The embarrassing part is, no, I didn't think Drika was a woman of witchcraft. I'm sure her husband doesn't know that either. But the phone call I got yesterday made the Holy Spirit prompt that back in my remembrance, and it resonated with everything the person was telling me. And this person told me, no, you shouldn't feel bad, because she always talk about people, which is true. But even our history in our text messages, she's so busy trying to be a snake to me, trying to be a spy to me. When I asked her 3.5 years ago if she knew Antonio, associated to him, she lied and said, no, I don't know them people. Even in the text messages that I showed the agents, I asked Drika 3 times, because I had 3 specific dreams about her. From the first dream that I had about her, I immediately started lying to her. I did with her how I did with everybody else. I talked about my dysfunctional part of my family, because that has always been the strongest dysfunction in my life, not other things. And I just made her comfortable with thinking she knows my life. And I never expected her to open up to me about things about her husband, things she's done, things her husband has done, husband, family members, her family members, her her co-workers / colleagues. All of this stuff is in text message. So why am I telling you this? Because a lot of women will play a snake behind role to a woman. But then you try to befriend someone who you are supposed to not like. You get around that person and you see lies have been told on that person, but you still going along. But then you try to play both sides, as Andrika did, trying to play both sides. She was telling me stuff about Antonio and his family, but trying to quote it in, this is what the Lord keeps showing me. I don't know why, but I just want to tell you this. But the fact of the matter is, she was getting tired of being the middle person, the spy for them, because she had took a liking to me. Drika has gone on trips with me and my children and my grandchild. She has come and eat dinner with us several times. We've gone out in gatherings, as well as being around one of my best friends. Two of my little girl gatherings, she's always been around. She took a genuine interest and like to my life, but still she was a fool. And I acted as such. I let her be close or have the illusion of being close to get what I needed to get. And that's sometimes the hand that you have to play in life. But I'm telling you, ladies, you have to be careful of people telling you they know somebody that can take something off of you. Can't nobody take nothing off of you you did not take off of them. Excuse me, can't nobody take nothing off of you that you didn't put on yourself. You got to be careful with this spirituality, because people are so tricky with it. They make you think they can do these money spells, money rituals, and people are putting stuff on you. And when I was talking to the person yesterday and all last night, most of last night, to be honest with you, I was just saying in my head, that's exactly why she was asking me. And, have you thought about reaching out to somebody? Amika, I know this man and he was real good. And even in that, y'all, even if I wouldn't have thought she was a spy at that time, I have never been one of those people that believe in letting anybody pray something off of me. That's why I don't ask for prayer on here like that. Letting somebody pray for something off of me, cast something off of me. You really have to know God for yourself. And people that lack a relationship with the Lord, their own self, will always take risks or tell you they've taken risks to get you to take one. So you got to always, as this person in this comment is saying, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all his righteousness will be added unto you. You got to seek the Lord while he can yet be found for yourself, because people lie, people deceive. Now, did I think that Andrika was a deceiver from the beginning? No. Because I met her 20 years ago at a check cashing place I used to work at, and she used to patronize. So I'm just thinking she was checking up in life after she said she saw me on YouTube. And girl, I could benefit from one of these readings. You getting good at these readings, me. But then when she was looking into this woman's husband's life, and that story will unfold. I'm using as time goes on, but I'm using this as a teachable moment. You have to be able to know the Lord for yourself. You got to be able to know God for yourself. If you don't, then guess what? Guess what? People can and they will get you if they think they can at any given area. You all would be surprised of the amount of people that have come forward from yesterday up until this morning saying, I want to tell you something about such and such. I want to tell you something about this family. Be on the lookout for this, Candy, because this is what I know. I'm sorry that you have been going through this, but blase, 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 blah. You would be surprised at the moles that they didn't even recognize that was sent in their life. See, as Proverbs say, when you dig a ditch, you better have some dirt to put on your own self, because the ditch you think you're digging for somebody else is for you. But ladies, when you do your dirt, when you dealing with anybody else's man, and you know you dealing with somebody else's man, I don't care how much you get close to that person, feel comfortable with them, there are some things you have got to take to your grave. You should not share with anybody, and you definitely should never give them receipts. And a person that will tell you they don't know anybody, they don't talk to anybody, but they tell you a lot of people business, personal business, you better take heed to that. Now, you got people that talk a lot. I'm one of them. I talk a lot. I love to interact with people. I would consider myself, let's say, a mild conversationalist. Do I have high education? No, I don't. But I love the interaction with people. Do I talk too much? No. Everything I have given 90, let's say 90% of what I've given Drika was lies to make her comfortable with me. She didn't even know and didn't even believe that federal agents, as I told her, interacted with me. When federal agents told me who she was as well, guess what? I told them, oh, I already know who she communicates with, or I already know. So they said, keep that line of communication, keep that association with her. Good that you know. Let's see how she's trying to help this person. Trouble is easy to get into, but you can catch living hell to get out of it. You can catch living hell getting out of it. It's not worth trying to set up a trap for somebody else's life that you don't know. Even when it came to that car accident, they told me, send her this vehicle. Tell her you gonna buy this. We're gonna put you in something to drive. We're gonna see. Tell her you're gonna get this. Let me tell you something. You better be careful how you align yourself with somebody that wants to know all of your business, your every step, your every move. Even that trip that I took a couple years ago when I went to Virginia on that appearance of that shopping experience, that's not what that was. Drika used to ask me, share your location. If something happened, me, I'm just saying, share your location. She was too much into my life as a married woman. Too much. And ladies, I'm sharing this because I'm never going to sit up here and portray to have a perfect life behind the scenes. But I'm never going to sit up here and let myself be lied on. I'm never going to sit up here and let myself, not speak freely and it can help another woman. Women go through things behind closed doors and they are too afraid and ashamed to share it. Now, for those of you all that's been following me for a number of years, you know I'm not pulling no shit out my behind. I don't have no reason to lie to you. Plus, everything I got, I can prove in the facts that's not in my phone. And when these agents finish revealing themselves, then guess what? They will show. So I don't have to worry about that. So the thing of the, I don't know who this person is, got so much to say. The thing of the matter is, you got to be wise as a serpent and as gentle as a dove. We have to, as human beings, recognize the foes in our life. Okay, I was just reading a couple comments. You have to be wise as a serpent and as gentle as a dove. Because people set people up all the time. Witchcraft, voodoo, all those things are done by somebody that's close to you, that you know. It's very rare that a stranger does that. Unless the stranger could be a little off. Now here, Andrika is not considering her counseling degree and license that she has. Do you know, as a licensed social worker and counselor, it is illegal and inappropriate when you use your counseling degree and license outside of your employer? When you are employed by any state or government agency? Do you know how this could affect her job? Do you know how it could have a downward spiral in her life? In some areas she gonna get, I'm just gonna be honest with you, especially after the people that reached out to me yesterday. Do you know? Now the Bible tells us to count the cost. See, these trolls in here don't bother me. I saw Andrika when she was creating those fake accounts, and when she made that post that she's made in the comment from the video yesterday, as well as on the community board. But do you know the downward effect? People don't realize how they put their own self in harm's way because they're so busy trying to cause harm for you. So I just want to say, you don't need to reach out to people asking them to take something off of you. You don't need to pay a spiritual doctor, especially if they've been recommended to you. More than likely, it is because somebody that's close to you wants to try to put some sort of spirit, energy, or entity on you. So you got to be careful with that. You got to be strategic. When people come into your life and they have such a curiousness about you, your children, your parents, your siblings, your life, your love life, your relationship life, those should be, red flags. Why does this person want to know so much? Why does this person want to know everything I do, everywhere I go? When you have sex, if you have sex, how you have sex. I got some things that I will share with you all about Stephen, who Stephen really is. I will be honest about that. Stephen was a cover-up, but Stephen does play a legal component in my life. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful, ladies. But when you do your dirt, keep it to yourself. Because I know not in a million years did she think everything in our text messages reveals who she is more so than what people have tried to say or what she would try to say that I am. And the both sides that she's played. So let it be a lesson for all of us. Let this be a teachable moment for everybody. Let it be a teachable moment. Let it be a teachable moment. And let me tell you something about these third parties. You cannot control when a man sleeps with another woman or other women. But when you find out that a man sleeps with sinister women, demonic women, witchcraft, love bombing, gaslighting, evil, set up type of women, you can expect some form of trouble. And I'm asking you to please keep necessary boundaries. Keep boundaries in your life. Because if you decide to interact and keep dealing with that man, that's your business. I'm not here to tell any woman what she should or should not do, because you know. But I ask that you look at the things that I openly share about my life that is embarrassing, meant to be embarrassing, but also that could help you spare yourself, save yourself, cause yourself less hurt, harm, and havoc. I'm just blocking a few things that I see that's ignorant, pure ignorance. Yeah, but ladies, be wise as a serpent of who's who in your life. And if I was not taking necessary steps as I knew each person as they came into my life had a foreign component to them, and foreign means odd, it means strange, it's peculiar. These people took a foreign interest to my life, a strange interest. Everybody tried to align their life to mine from when I was 16 on up to now. That's what people do when they want to confuse you as well. So I hope this message has been helpful, not just educational as far as, oh, Andrika out here cheating on her husband. She cheat just as much as she said, she don't. That's one thing. That's going to be for her and her husband to deal with. Because I'm sure her husband has had, I don't think people are dumb to people they marry and in a relationship with. What I think is this right here. I think people marry people they don't know they have other intentions and ways about themselves. I just think that's that. Now I am gonna say this, and I know some women might not like that I say this. Ladies, I think there's a lot of men in relationships, marriage, and dating, or as we say, go together. I think there's a lot of people in relationships God ain't had nothing to do with putting them together. And I have learned in the last how long have I been on YouTube? 19, 20. The last 5 years. I have learned in the last 5 years the things that people do to try to make other people think their relationships are divinely orchestrated by God, that they are with a soulmate, that they are God sent, and they're not. The things that people do, and I have learned, I'm going to say this right here, whether you're married or not, even when you get married, condoms need to be used in your marriage. I was reading a text message about Drika telling me how her and Sly don't use condoms. They never use condoms. Two married people having sex, not using condoms. That is diabolical to me. You got to protect yourself, even in your marriage, because you don't know what that man does or what he is doing when he leaves out of your presence. The number of wives that cheat that I have discovered in the last 5 years since being on YouTube is mind-blowing to me. Wives that cheat with relatives, family members, and close friends. You would be surprised. But everybody always bash these men. Women are just as cutthroat and trifling as men. But they don't want you to know they're in a marriage that they should have never been in. The men don't want us to know that they have made a choice and the person they have chosen is wicked, sinister, evil. But that's just what some people like for different reasons. They don't see the evil. They dismiss things because of the sex, because of the appearance, because of the money. They dismiss those things. Stop looking at couples and thinking they have it all put together. Because you don't know how people got together and you don't know what they're doing to make each other stay together. Do I hope for Drika and her husband to divorce? No, I don't. And I'm going to tell you why. I think we women need husbands. I don't wish that for her. This just is going to be a teachable moment for her, though. I don't wish divorce for her. I don't wish any bad for her. She put herself in the role, in the position to have bad come to her because she thought she was so much smarter than me and people that was helping me work against her, unbeknownst to her. And when I say work against her, finding out who she is and who she was already associated to and connected to, that's her downfall. Don't always think you're so much smarter than somebody else. Because you don't know people. You only know what they show and tell you in that moment. Do I wish for, the other guy, Sly and his wife, to get divorced? Absolutely not. I think married people need to make a choice about who they marry and who they are with. If you want to sleep around with other people, you got to make a choice about being single, regardless of how the marriage may benefit you. And that's their business and making their choice. I really could give a rat's ass about it. Am I gonna sit up here every day and talk about this situation? No, I'm not. But when I'm getting downloads and epiphanies for myself that I feel women could benefit from, even if it may look embarrassing, yes, I am gonna share it. So you may not like it, you may not respect it. I don't give a damn. All you can do is click off or become a troll and leave a comment in here. That's it. But you got to be careful in trying to hang somebody else and you don't even recognize a noose around your own neck. If somebody asks you if you know somebody and you know that person, or you are, mutually associated with them, it is best to be honest, because when somebody asks you that, guess what? They're testing your integrity. They're testing you. And from that moment, whether you lie or tell the truth is according to what you're going to get from them. Nosy people and liars are two people you cannot avoid lying to. You have to lie to a nosy person and you have to lie to a liar. And that's just what it is. We can't say, oh, these people shouldn't be together. Oh, they did this. That's their business. I was reading some comments. That's their business. And let them be happy and comfortable in it. But ladies, also be careful who you are a flunky for. Driga was nothing but a flunky. Nothing but a flunky. She was nothing but a flunky. And now could have potentially caused a lot of legal issues to fall in her lap for people that already has issues in their life and legally. Stay out of other people's mess. Stay out of other people's relationship. And what I mean by that is you can't sit here and help nobody in their relationship but so much because they make their own choices. We read these cards, we find out certain situations, whoever the situations resonate with, they have a choice to make. I'm not here to tear nobody down and I'm not here to build myself up. But I'm not going to be the ragamuffin in this shit here either. Let's be clear about that. It's a lot of people's information that I could put out on blast. Ladies, for those of you all that will hit that like button, I see it's over 200 of us in here. For those that will, if this message helps you, if you agree with something in it, hit the like button so another woman can hear this chat. Because there are not too many times that we can go on social media in today's society and hear the truth of somebody's, messy life. This is the only messy area of my life. If only unemployed black women do this, then you shouldn't be watching. You shouldn't be watching. But be willing to hit the like button so another woman can hopefully just get a nugget to help her life, to guide her. Yeah, I'm just reading a few comments. Ladies, I hope y'all have a good Sunday. I hope this message has been helpful and educational. And if you don't take anything else from this conversation that we've had from this point in these 35 minutes, I want you to know this. You don't know anybody the way you know yourself. That right there is a teachable lesson for everybody. A person or people that you think you know, you don't know. You don't know that person where you know yourself. So you got to protect yourself as if that person was a stranger to you at all times. Those of you all that have dreams, visions, premonitions, you have those unctions, those feelings about people. Do not ignore it. There are so many people from the graveyard that wish they would not have ignored a dream, a feeling, a premonition they had, an offness about a person. So now they speak to us from the spiritual world. We're no different from them, but we are alive. Keep respectful boundaries with everybody. Keep your personal business to yourself. If you talk too much, this right here can happen to your life. People can talk about your life and use you as an example. That's you talking too much. And then you have dirt in your life way more than the next person that you're talking about. That's how you know a person talks too much. Talking a lot is not always or not necessarily a bad thing. You just have to know in the hush. But people that talk too much, they don't even see the trouble they've talked up for their own life. Their own life. They don't even see the hand of mess ushering towards them. You don't know how God is going to move in a person's life. You don't know how God is going to convict someone. Even with Drika saying what she said on that phone on Wednesday about my lifespan, she did not know that she should have never opened her mouth and said that for various reasons. I'm not talking about nothing spiritual or any of that. I'm talking about some serious stuff that has been going on behind the scenes. Stay out of people's mess. If you in a third party, keep your mouth shut, ladies. You deal with somebody's husband, boyfriend, baby daddy, shut your mouth. Stop creating these fake accounts because the technology is more than advanced. More than advanced than some of you all may know. Stop thinking the dirty hand that you play is always hidden. We all know what we do. We all know what we don't do. We're not here to judge. We have nothing but acceptance on this channel. We do real life. Here's another episode of The Messy Life of Candy. Well, this component. Learn. Examine your friends. Examine women that want to be close. Why does she want to be close? Why does she want to know your business? Why? Why she want to be so close? Why? There's evil in all of us. The Lord has already told us that. The only difference between a person that we may regard as evil and us is the choice. The choice of them acting out on their evil, their wickedness. But there's evil in everybody. Y'all see these people in this comment calling me evil, calling me wicked. I've been being called a witch and demonic ever since I've been on YouTube by people that don't know me. I'm just getting the maturity to ignore it some. Not even a whole lot, just some. So I say to you, make choices that benefit your life. A person that doesn't have your life, guess what? You will never know how much they actually admire it or want it because they're too busy trying to tear it down. And what I have learned the hard way, it may not always be a tangible, monetary, physical thing that you have. It's something on the inside of you. Whatever this is that the Lord has in me, people have not liked me from a little girl from the age of about 5 or 6. But yet they would want to talk to me. Ask my parents, could they talk to me to help them out? 5 or 6. So whatever it is, it's something that I know other people have recognized easily and not wanted me to. So I just created the illusion that I don't recognize certain things about myself, and me being dyslexic. They think I'm dumb because I'm, somewhat uneducated. You have people that think that and think they can prey on you. So it's me in this instance, but I know it's some of you all that go through the same thing. I've learned to stop being ashamed of it and just embrace it. And even when I tell people the truth and I ask them, they lie. So a liar is a liar. A deceiver is a deceiver. A manipulator is a manipulator. And also, ladies, don't go back and forth with these people in these comments. You know why? Because they want you to take your focus off of the conversation. You got to be weary of people like Andrika, FaZe, and Curry. You got to be weary of those kind of people. You got to be spiritually discerning of those kind of people. The wolf that is coming in sheep's clothing. The person that calls you sis. Trying to make you a SISSY. We can't say that word up here. That's the purpose of this conversation. You got to be mindful, spiritually discerning. I could sit up here and act like many other people as if my life is perfect, make videos as if I have nothing to hide, just constantly posting videos. I'm helping y'all, I'm helping y'all, I'm helping y'all. And then I'm dealing with this type of gunk that could really help you. And if y'all don't mind, while we're on that, if this message helps you, drop some hearts. You may even resonate with some of it. But drop some hearts for true sisterhood. Drop some hearts for integrity. You cannot worry about the integrity another person does not have. We must be concerned and build on the integrity that we already have and desire to have more of. So see those 2 people? Well, here's 3, 4. If it helps nothing but those 3 or 4 or 5 people now that's dropping these hearts, 6. I'm grateful to God for that, because it could be something that they're going through that this message helps them with, versus the people that's leaving the negative comments that are parties involved in this entire situation. So I'm very grateful to the Lord for that. We don't pay for embarrassment, but sometimes it happens. But when we share it, guess what? We can grow from it. We can learn from it. We can't learn nothing from no woman that won't lie to us and make us feel like she has it all together. Her and her husband have it all together. Because you're going to look for an easy life. Then when life gets challenging, when it gets rough, when complication come, when troubles come, trials, troubles, tribulation, how would you be able to recognize spirit and energies and entities? We're not going to be able to recognize those things. You think I don't have women pouring into me behind closed doors before I come up here? You think my friend girls that I'm close to, some things they say, well, Candy, don't worry about it. Just come on. We don't want you to go backwards in life. They know my life. You got to find those people that really know you and want to know you genuinely. Be a supporter of you as you genuinely support them, supporting each other. Because real sisterhood is rare. Now, here, Drika, for the last 3.5, 4 years, even telling me about a pastor, people that he's counseled. She know all of their business. Y'all don't know any of my personal friends' personal business. We gotta be wise. We gotta be spiritually discerning. Because people are not who they say they are. You got to have a personal relationship with the Holy Spirit for yourself. You can't take my relationship with God as yours or anybody else's. All right, ladies, let's just I was reading the comment. Oh, ladies, let me tell you a word I looked up the other day. I looked up the word cynical because I've been hearing that word a few times in the spirit, cynical. Let me go back and cynical. Now, cynical means believing that people are motivated purely by self-interest, distrustful of human sincerity or integrity. We want to ask the Holy Ghost to reveal cynical people. Why? Because it's something they seek for themselves. They are distrustful. And for anyone that thinks, well, that's you. Well, good. If you think I'm cynical and you coming over here watching this channel, this video, then thank you. Because that shows the ignorance of you, the stupidity of you, because we all do ignorant things. When a person is cynical, they likely have an intention, a motive that they do not want a person to see. And they have a way that they don't necessarily show that they are distrustful. People will use their life to try to make you feel like woe is me. Oh, I got a moderator in here. Thank you. Like woe is me. But you got to look at if they will be honest and tell you how they got into that. I never lie about things that I've gotten into. This right here is a fight that I was put in by a lying man involved with many women, has, you know, a significant amount of money, has his family and lovers are his foes, and became mine unbeknownst to me. Because of his lies about me, because of his lies on me, is why I have been in this part of the fight of this situation. I've never had a relationship like this. My other two relationships would never compare to this. I've never had any association or any man like this. Nobody. Nobody. Know your life. So when people try to portray to others who you are, you have to know who you are and be confident in that. I don't care how much they try to make you out to be the liar, because the facts are never going to go away. The facts cannot be disputed. Ladies, you have to know your life. If somebody can always tell you your life, tell you how your life should work, and you take and hang your hat on everything they say about your life, then you are a lost person. Hello, somebody. You're lost. And you got to recognize that trait about you. If you are somebody who can appear to be lost, maybe vulnerable or gullible, to be able to see that other person's intentions, try that. And you will see how they're trying to mislead you or trying to take you astray. Men gonna lie to get sex. They gonna lie to get out of trouble. They gonna lie to you and lie on you. But you can never be a liar to yourself. You can stand up for many things in life, many people. But if you fall down when it comes to you, that is an unjust to you, your life, your integrity. You can't stand for everybody else and fall down for yourself. I love you, ladies. Again, I hope this message has been helpful. For those of you all that can and will, hit the like button. May this message and may this entire situation be a blessing to your life. Maybe it should be something that reminds us we should not cheat. Maybe that's the first thing, that we should not cheat. Because all of this started from a cheater situation, a lying man that was cheating on everybody. Antonio was in a nasty ass open marriage, unbeknownst to me. The men that have reached out to me that was involved, I'm not going to put those people on blast, because at the beginning, middle, and end of the day, all of this has occurred and still occurring because of one person, Antonio. I'm not naive, dumb, stupid, or ignorant to the fact of that as such. Other people's lives have gotten mixed up. Their dirt has come out. Their illegal endeavors have come out because of one lying party, one player that was being played by everybody in his life. Family, close family, lovers, close lovers. You can't save anybody but yourself. Sometimes abandoning a situation is the key answer, is the key component. So you got to recognize that and take it as such. You ladies have a good day. Peace and blessings. I'll catch you all later on with some readings. Namaste. I stayed in here for a second. This person said, stop begging. What have I asked you all for? I told you yesterday, I don't need you to send me any money. What? This person said, stop begging. I want one person to say, what have I asked a person for? What have I asked? What have I asked for? See, the Lord told me, I don't have to worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to take care of itself. I don't have to beg. I'm never going to have to beg. What have I even asked for? I want to show you all these people. You got to watch these people in these comments. I mean, of course, I know Andrika is in here. I highly doubt her husband is in here saying anything. That's how you know people have wickedness in them. From beginning to the ending, you can't see, there's not one message I ask y'all for anything. So people that always come to say I'm the devil, they always show their devilish hand. Thank you. This person just said, I have not asked for anything. Maybe next year, ladies, maybe we will go back to angel donations. We're going to do something different. Maybe we should go back to that. Since everybody always saying I'm asking, I'm begging. Yeah, I know I didn't have to explain, y'all. I only did that because sometimes when I end the video, a person that may just be logging on will see what a person is saying, and they'll click off because they'll think, oh my God, that's somebody asking for money. You know, here come another influencer saying they need something. So it's a tactic of the enemy. So that's why sometimes I like to be vocal, because sometimes I know those of you all that actually listen and not just hearing me, you are focused on the message, but then you have people that come in to distract. Thank you, love. Now, see how that person set their own self up? A person that's saying I'm begging, and here come people naturally giving. Thank you for that Cash App. See how people just naturally giving? I didn't ask for a mumbling thing. So that's what you do. When you try to tear somebody down, when you don't recognize yourself as a footstool. Thank you for that Cash App, whoever sent it. Thank y'all for these Cash Apps. Thank y'all. See, the Cash Apps come on this device. Thank y'all for those Cash Apps. Thank y'all. People just sending $5, $3. Thank y'all. See how God will reveal who the devil is? Maybe it was meant for that person to come in here and say that. Now look what they started, a chain reaction. Thank y'all for those thank y'all for these Cash Apps I'm seeing. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate those Cash Apps. Ladies, I'ma go. I'll catch you all a little later. Peace and blessings. Great day. Again, take care of yourselves and spiritually discern people, their intentions and their motives. Namaste. Don't be a spy for somebody. Don't be a flunky and try to cause trouble and set someone up. It's going to come back on you. It's going to come back on you. Please don't be a flunky. It is going to come back on you. Thank y'all for those Cash Apps. Thank y'all. Now I'm about to go get me some coffee. Thank y'all for those Cash Apps. Thank y'all. Don't be a flunky. Nobody is perfect. Learn from those that genuinely will share the ugly parts of their life. It'll help you make your life more beautiful. It will help you make your life more beautiful. Take the proper nuggets. I don't care what you do, who you sleep with. That's your business. But some rules you got to stick to. When you dealing with somebody else, man, keep that to yourself. Because trouble just too easy to get in behind these messy third parties. Don't tell nobody you dealing with somebody, man. Keep that mess to yourself. Let that be between you, that man, and God. Just keep it, just keep it there. Peace and blessing, great day. Thank you again, y'all, for these Cash Apps. I appreciate y'all love and I appreciate y'all support. Namaste.